Feels like I'm seeing with new eyes, even in the dark. Let's go get lost. Just take my hand, ignore the cost, forget the plan, and feel the hours ticking down. Wish I could turn it all around, but in my mind we're frozen perfectly in time. Can we turn back the night and stay in this street where we feel? Can we turn back the night and stay in this street where we feel? Can we turn back the night?
What is good, Nimfam? Welcome back to the Team Health Ultimate Champion stream. I'm joined by the lovely SpeedyQ, and we finally have the announcement we have all been waiting for. Barcelona joins Ultimate Champions. This is a fabulous announcement, isn't it, Speedy?
Massive. We had our community going a bit as we communicated last week with our cryptic clues. Was very impressed with a lot of them who actually tied a lot of them together, which is exciting. And yeah, Monday Barcelona was announced, multi-year deal. There are kickoff packs and booster packs available in the MGC pack store. Auctions are running with Barcelona players. There's even a special Barcelona five-a-side tournament that's going to be hosted in the upcoming Gameweek 129. So very exciting times.
Yes, absolutely. And we may be opening a few of those packs a bit later for myself, so stay tuned for that. But with all of this excitement, we have decided to bring you the chance to not only win one Barcelona silver pack, but two today. We are spoiling you. But how do they win it, Speedy? How do they get hold of it?
So obviously it's Barcelona week leading into Game Week 129. So all they need to do is share their star Barcelona athlete, which you potentially obtained in an airdrop auctions marketplace or the MGC pack store, and who is going to be your favorite for this weekend. Share that in the comments. I actually saw earlier before the stream started that a couple were shared already. As we did last week, we will not announce it at the end of the stream. We will do a spinning wheel. I'll try and do it this afternoon after the stream, who those lucky two random winners are. Remember, like and subscribe to the channel. That is some of the criteria that you need to follow.
Absolutely. So make sure you get on that, guys. Let's get that going in the chat. Okay, but before we continue on with the excitement of Game Week 129 and open some of my packs, as I said, live on air, we'd like to recap on how our tips got on last game week. And Speedy, you'd like to highlight one particular person, wouldn't you, for a very good reason?
Really, I have to, because that's the first one I looked out for when Game Week 128 started. I think my exact words last week when covering Blackpool was, Jake Beasley scored a brace in the Football League trophy tie against Morecambe, so maybe he forces himself into the squad and gets some and get some minutes. Jose Marino was one of our listeners that, funnily enough, put him in his team. And as you can see, he scored massively. He did start, he played the full 90, got another brace and 265 UC points. So very proud of that, because when we move into our picks, you'll see we didn't do too good in the picks. So that was a lovely punt and a lovely mention.
Yeah, absolutely. So be tuned into this channel, guys. We're giving you all of the stuff you need to do well here. But with that, we will just touch upon those tips that didn't do quite so well last game week with our players.
Yeah, out of the three, we had one shining light, which was Marvin Ekpatela, 90 minutes, one clean sheet, 212 base points on Ultimate Champions in their 4-0 victory against Shrewsbury. This was, as I mentioned, our top selection, a massive green score. And very happy. I remember Crypto Sparky actually purchased him last week during the stream while we were discussing him. So he certainly served him well. And yeah, he did very, very well. What I would like to say regarding Blackpool now leading into the festive season, they have a tough away fixture in game week 129, which is this weekend against Portsmouth. But then their next 10 matches, which run into the new year, are all against teams that are currently below them on the League One table. So keep this in mind for your team selections going forward. And yeah, look at a lot of their players, your Jordan Rhodes, your Marvin Ekpiteta, etc. for Blackpool for the nice run of fixtures, but not from game week 130, from game week 131 onwards.
A little forward thinking there. And just a welcome to Machinator to the Nympham. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. And we'd like to touch upon how the teams did for 128 as well, Speedy.
We're going to get there now. Sorry, I spoke so much about Marvin and
Oh, yeah, we
Blackpool.
didn't talk about the others.
No worries,
We're
no worries.
jumping ahead.
We also selected Luke McGee.
Yes.
Unfortunately, 90 minutes, one save, only 40 points base score in Ultimate Champions. This was a very evenly contested match, and as you can see, Luke McGee didn't see much action within the game. It was really 50-50. We were a couple of minutes short of achieving the clean sheet. He conceded in the 88th minute and that extra 53 UC points,
Ugh.
unfortunately. Okay?
So
So that was
annoying,
very,
isn't it?
very
When you're so
unfortunate.
close.
When watching the match discussions over the game weeks, etc., those last 5 minutes, we are all praying that clean sheet holds. But countless times there are late goals, etc. And with this new initiative of playing all of the extra time, you basically not assured of a clean sheet until that final whistle is blown. Just covering, looking forward again to Tranmere's future fixtures leading into and over the Christmas and New Year period. It'll be very important and define whether they can move away from that relegation zone. They currently sit just above it. The bottom two obviously get relegated automatically. And other than they have a decent run, other than the Mansfield fixture, which is a tough one. They play a couple of teams who are mid-table and below, so they need to get some good results for us and being a UC licensed club to obviously keep them away from that league, from that relegation zone. And then lastly, Mr. Kane Hemmings, very, very poor score, 90 minutes. He played, didn't score too well in the 1-0 victory against Lincoln. So we were correct last week with him that he would start, because remember I mentioned that he had just started getting some good starts. He did play the full 90 minutes, unfortunately wasn't involved in the goal. And yeah, so not a great all-round selection by all of us, but I think Marvin Ekpiteta covers us in this week, and the Beasley one that we
And the
mentioned earlier.
Beasley one. Definitely the Beasley one. Okay, cool. All right, now we will take a look at how the teams did.
For the game week, we obviously went with Blackpool, which we discussed. They had a great game, massive rollicking of Shrewsbury, 4-0.
Just a bit.
Obviously, Beasley scoring two of the goals. Then Sutton Tranmere, which we just discussed when covering Luke McGee, was a 1-1 draw. Really a boring game, and only two goals involved in that. And then Game week 128 was, I think, one of our longest UC game weeks that we've ever had, but it had the fewest teams because of the international. So
Yeah.
the last game ended last night. It was Napradek versus Kurakiki, and that ended in a 1-0 victory for Napradek. That obviously concluded game week 128, and our champs who did well would have obviously obtained their necessary rewards a bit earlier today from game week 128.
Yeah, absolutely. Not too bad at all, not too bad. But I think everyone's here really, aren't they? To get cooking on this amazing announcement of Barcelona joining Ultimate Champions. But Speedy, would you like to tell us more about them as a club, please?
100%. I mean, you can look at the image that is shown. What a legendary club it is within world football. You can see all the amount of titles from the various competitions that they've obviously picked up over the years and over their history. So for a team and a club like that to join Ultimate Champions is really, really massive, and a big coup to everyone involved who basically made it happen. Just to speak about Barcelona now leading into game week 29, they are currently third in La Liga. As you can see, they've played 13, won 9, drawn 3, and lost 1. They have 26 goals for, 13 goals against. They are 1 point behind Real Madrid, their big foes. And funnily enough, are 4 points behind Girona. Girona are currently top of the Spanish La Liga. On the attacking side this season, they average 15.4 shots per game, 6.3 shots on target. They also average 3.4 big chances per game and score, as you can see by the goals for, an average of 2 goals per game. Barcelona also averages around 66% ball possession with a passing accuracy of close to 90%. Now, the reason I mention these figures and these percentages is obviously we have a unique scoring matrix within Ultimate Champions, and to know these type of stats can obviously assist you and tell you that nearly any player within Barcelona will score well because of how the scoring matrix in Ultimate Champions is basically set up. If we look on the defensive side, they have 6 clean sheets. They concede an average of a goal per game. Lewandowski is their current top goal scorer with 7 goals. And then the other goals are basically shared amongst the team. Between the defensive athletes and the attacking athletes, the assists are also shared quite evenly amongst the team. The top 7 athletes with assists, etc., are Lewandowski, Gundogan, Torres, Cancelo, Raphinha, Felix, and Kawunda. So what this tells us is that they play total football, and any Barcelona athlete, as I mentioned earlier, can score and assist in any given match, and therefore score well within the UC scoring matrix.
Yeah, one thing I have kind of, I guess, not mentioned very much of is that Lewandowski is one of my favourite players. So whenever I do any World Cup fantasy games, he tends to be one of the first players in my team. So I'm really, really kind of looking out for one of his cards to join my team. I always nicknamed him Lemoncello or Lemon Chopsticks.
Yes, 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 yes.
But yeah, I'm a big, big fan of his football, so I am
I
so
mean, for
excited.
100% for a player that's I think he's around 36, 37 years of age as well, and still performing for a top high class quality team, scoring massive amounts of goals in various competitions. It just shows what a great athlete he is. And even though when we get to our top picks or our 3 picks from Barcelona, we could technically pick the whole team and speak for hours. He's not potentially in those 3 that we're going to discuss, but for an out and out goal scorer, if you want, I would say a 70, 80%, if not more chance of a goal each game, then Robert Lewandowski would obviously be a player to definitely have within your lineups. Barcelona plays away to Rayo Vallecano on Saturday in their first appearance on Ultimate Champions. On paper and league positioning, this looks like an easy game for Barca. However, I did a bit of research on previous meetings between these sides. Rayo have won 3, and there has been 1 draw in their last 4 outings. So potentially a tricky tie. But let's all hope they bring the flair and gain a resounding win to make all of our UC managers very, very happy with the new addition to Ultimate Champions.
I agree. Hopefully, the Ultimate Champion sparkle will be sprinkled upon them, and this will be one of their wins.
100%, 100%.
But
I want to, sorry to stop you there. I also want to add that we've got a great team on our platform now, but they do play a lot of football. Very important to note is that Barca do have a Champions League match at home against Porto 3 days after their first league encounter, which is this week, Saturday. And remember, both of these teams are tied on 9 points in the Champions League. So it's a very, very important tie because Barcelona are actually coming off a Champions League loss to Shakhtar Donetsk in their previous match in the competition. So Barca would want their full squad available for this tie. So look out for potential rotation for this weekend's match against Rayo, especially with a lot of the athletes only now returning from the international break that we basically just had.
Yeah, I just wanted to give some shout out to people in the chat there, Speedy, because we're popping off today. So thank you all for joining us. We've got Dizzy Dorian, Shambles is in, Matt is in, Bobby's in, Crypto Sparky, he's in. Getting all those tips off of you again there. CCAM, Vanguard, Rob, thank you all so much. Radu, welcome, welcome. We really appreciate you joining us today. And I guess then it would be a good time to look at the potential top 3 players this game week.
We'll jump into that, but I just want to give a couple more insights just on injuries and potential returns from injury.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah. So as everyone probably knows already, 19-year-old Gavi sustained an ACL injury on international duty, and he's unfortunately expected to be out for the rest of the season. Frankie de Jong could potentially make his comeback against Rayo this weekend, but please be wary. He has been out for 2 months without competitive football, so they might gradually ease him back. And then with Pedri, he also returned from the injury list just before the international break. But this should ease obviously the midfield worries that Xavi currently has with Gavi sustaining that terrible injury. The club captain and shot stopper ter Stegen, he withdrew from Germany's internationals due to a back injury. However, there has been chat that it's not too serious, so he should take his place in between the sticks on the weekend. And then lastly, Sergi Roberto could also potentially be ready for the weekend after his muscle injury. However, there is no confirmation on this. So all of the champs out there, keep an eye out for more information on all of the above athletes and also on when Barcelona's international stars are returning from their international duties, as it will shape your lineups for the upcoming game week 129 in Ultimate Champions.
Yeah, and that's also the same for all the other clubs as well, I guess, right? Your Arsenals and other teams like that. So
most definitely. I know there's a thing a lot of times that your South Americans they seem to return very, very late. I'm not sure when their last games were, and obviously with the time zone changes. So look into all of that and look into whatever information or sites that you normally check to make sure you've got your team selected correctly.
yeah, absolutely. Kai says Martinez is the only one he has so far, so you'll have to see how he does for him. Cool. Okie doke.
Perfect. So let's jump onto the game week 129 athletes. I'll start with Pedri, who just mentioned that's just come back from injury just before the international break. This season, he's only played 4 games, obviously due to the injury. He scored once, but has a last 5 average of 155 points. The 20-year-old central defender or central midfielder has only played 4 times in La Liga this season. However, he returned, as I mentioned before, international break. He's primed to be a permanent starter in the heart of Barcelona's midfield over the busy season. In his 2022-23 La Liga season stats as a central midfielder, he played 26 times, 6 goals, 1 assist, and only 2 yellow cards. He has 3 big UC scores in his last 4 matches. And when he scored in the game against Cadiz, he scored 258 base UC points. So always great to have a consistent scorer who picks up minimal bookings and a must-have for any UC manager in that midfield and with the total football style that Barcelona play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then Frankie de Jong. A lot of people have been chatting and trying to get him into the team. He was actually on auction recently. His mythic auction went for 19,993 champs. So that's in the estimation of 500 and odd dollars. So a good price, and hope he performs well for that specific manager. Played 6, 1 goal. No assists to date, but his last 5, he has 185 points average. Another one of Barcelona's midfielders, and also returning from injury. Listen to this. He averages 112 touches per game, a passing accuracy of 94%, 7.2 balls recovered per game, and 4.7 duels won per game. His UC scores in his matches this season before his injury were 198, 223, 226, 136, and 275. So those scores speak for themselves. I'm sure that's potentially why he was priced at that price on the auction. And he's really one of the most sought after Barca athletes in Ultimate Champions. When he plays, basically everything goes through him. And like Pedri and most of the Barca midfielder, their possessive scores on UC are massive. So any goal or assist are just an added bonus.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing scores. That's fire scores, and that is, as you say, without any real like attacking returns. So that goes to show the kind of the difference in the scoring matrix for Ultimate Champions compared to other fantasy games.
Most definitely. It's very important for any new user coming on is to obviously go and study that Ultimate Champion scoring matrix, because that can assist you in making certain decisions in building your lineup and progressing through Ultimate Champions, etc. And make sure that you are looking at the correct positions, the correct players, and things like that that will be beneficial to that scoring matrix.
Absolutely.
Then last but not least, we have Jehl Felix. He also went for a fairly decent price on auction, I think around $367. He's played 10, 1 goal, 2 assists, and his last 5 is 135 points. He's a 24-year-old left winger. And just remember, he turned 24, I think around the 10th or the 11th of November. So he still qualifies for any of the under 23 tournaments and divisions that we host on Ultimate Champions, because the cutoff age is the 1st of August every year that you need to be 23 and under, which he is. So he is still eligible for any of the under 23 tournaments that we offer. Being a left winger, his UC scores can be up and down at times, and he has some great green peak scores mixed with some average ones. He's averaging 2.4 shots per game this season, and also wins on average 5.6 duels per game. He, like the rest of the Barca team, has a great scoring potential within UC. Just remember, he did play over 170 minutes for Portugal over the international break. So try and watch Savi's podcast and match presentation to make sure if you can get any hints from there on who will potentially be starting. Like I say, and I said earlier, these are just 3 of the plethora of fantastic options that Barcelona have. If the loss to their golden boy Gavi does not impact them too much, then I can see a fantastic UC scores from defense through the midfield to attack. If you're in the market for Barca athletes, go and look at their previous game stats on UC and make those informed decisions.
Yeah, so we did have one question, which is one that I remember asking you as you were setting up, actually. So this would be a good one for everybody from Crypto Sparky, saying, are Barca players now available in the silver and gold packs, or do we have to wait for them?
Apologies, Nim, I just lost you at that second.
No worries. Crypto Sparky has asked a question that I asked you just before the stream, so I think it'd be good to answer generally. Are Barca players now available in the silver and gold packs, or do they have to wait for them?
They are all available. When we announced the league on Monday, I think there was a specific time that we released it, so they will be available. Obviously, you've got your kickoff and your booster packs, which are the general ones, which will just contain Barcelona athletes. So your kickoff will contain 5 Barca common cards, and your booster will give you an option to get an extra 2 common cards. Then the actual where you can potentially get the actual epics, etc., is in any of your silvers, your gold packs, your under 23s, your normal silver, normal golds, and then your UC International 1 silvers and golds. Those are the packs on the MGC store that you will have a potential chance of getting a Barcelona athlete in those specific packs.
And actually, I opened a pack with Speedy this morning, which I'll show you guys. As you all know, that I'm going in on the UC Tier 1. I've been saving up my MGC. I bought a few packs, which I'm going to open just now. But I will show you what I got in that pack earlier this morning there. So that'll be helpful for you there, Crypto. So, shall we move on to that, Speedy? We good to have a little look at my packs?
Of course, we can open them, and I wish you all the best of luck for them too.
I'm a bit nervous. Okay, cool. So as I said, I did save up my MGC, especially knowing that a new team was coming. I had no idea what the team would be or whether I'd actually want players from their team, but I assumed that saving my MGC up would be a great idea. So I have a silver and I have the Barca packs as well. So we'll crack on and open them all together and see what I got. So this is my silver pack. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, this is common. It's a common. Who have I got? Ooh, Bartos, apparently. So yeah, he looks like he has some peaks and troughs. Not the best, not the worst, not the worst. So we're hoping. Oh, hello, we've got an epic. Oh, drum roll, please.
Nice.
Fingers crossed. Oh, we've got a Barca player. Aruju.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, I'm struggling to see the actual stream, but I think he's a defensive player for Barcelona, and quite a decent athlete that scores quite well for them.
Oh, so good times on that one. That's fun. So let's now open our kickoff pack. I think that's a good place to go next.
And remember, on this one, you should get for everyone that is not aware, you should get a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, and a forward. And your 5th card will be an additional position, defender, midfielder, forward from that specific team, because obviously it's a Barca kickoff pack.
Yeah. So here we go with the goalkeeper. I have. Ooh, doesn't look great. I don't have great goalkeepers. To my Speedy, I don't have much luck. It's a Barca one. It's a Barca one.
Yeah.
But his scores are a bit peak and trough. Stegen, I believe.
Ter Stegen. No, he's Ter Stegen.
Ter Stegen. That's
Great.
the one.
No, he's a great keeper.
Okay.
Don't worry about those scores. Remember, with goalkeepers, goalkeepers can perform very, very well, but obviously if they concede a couple of goals, each goal knocks them with a negative 40, which is quite big. But he is he's a quality goalkeeper. He's one of the best goalkeepers around in the world. So very good to have him, and it's good that you got him and not any of the others, because he is their first choice goalkeeper.
Okay, cool. I should probably know that. Okay, so moving on to our defender. Oh, I've got Christensen. Like that. Happy with that. Yeah. He didn't play the last 2, but yeah, I like Christensen, so I'm happy.
ex-Chelsea player, if we can remember,
Yep.
and been with Barcelona for a bit. Obviously, he might not play that regularly, but like we say, Barcelona has a very, very busy schedule with all the various tournaments and games that they basically have. So he will potentially be involved in a couple going forward. It's always good to have someone like that.
Cool. Right then. So midfield. We're hoping for a De Jong here. Let's see. Oh, Gundogan. No, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Gundogan. I'm happy with Gundogan.
Very nice. No need to say anything about him. We all know what he did at Man City last year and his capabilities.
Yes, very, very happy. Okay, here we go. Oh, so I've got Rafinha. Now, you might see why I'm not so chuffed on that one in just a moment, but it's not bad to have a double up. So, yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. Always good to kind of add to the collection. And moving forward, we have we have Yamal.
Mina Yamal. He is a 16-year-old prodigy, if I can call him that. He is the youngest player ever to score in Barcelona's history for Barcelona. He also went for it. His mythic also went for a very decent price on auction the other day. So very nice athlete to have, even if it is a common 16-year-old. Lots of utility going forward, and he has been getting regular minutes for Barcelona as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's move on to my booster packs. And you'll see what we've got in these. Let's hope for some different players in these ones. Let's hope for some different players in these ones. Okay, what have we got? Oh, we got another Christensen. I knew it would be so like me to pull a couple of doublers here.
It's always good to have some cover like that. As you know, we've got various different tournaments, and especially with this game week, you could potentially look if we wanted to play Christensen, because as we say, he's not getting that many minutes, but you could potentially put one of him in your Barcelona tournament team and potentially use another one in one of your other league teams as well, which is great.
Yeah, cool. Well, let's hope this is somebody different. Let's hope this is somebody different. Oh, we've got Bold, the defender. Some mixed scores, but he seems to be playing at least.
Who
So,
was that, Nim? Apologies.
Bold, Spanish defender for Barcelona. Don't ask me to
No,
say his
he
first name.
no, don't worry. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the wing backs for them. So potentially wing backs don't always score as good as your central defenders and things like that. But playing in a team like Barcelona, etc., where any player on that team on any given day can score or do well, I'm sure he'll have some good games and good scores within Ultimate Champions.
Yeah, cool. Wow. Here we go then. Last booster pack. Last booster pack. Wish me luck, guys. Get that luck going in the chat, please. This is what I need. I'm gonna tell you what I need. I need some unicorn luck is what I need. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, right. Just a Jehl, Felix, or a De Jong would be absolutely fine. I'd be so happy with either. Come on.
Good luck. Good luck.
Yes! Yes, De Jong! Yes! Finally! The unicorn magic
Well,
works! Pack opening. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right, absolutely happy with that. Oh, oh, I'm so nervous. So excited. Okay.
yeah, quite a great Barcelona opening day, I must say.
Yeah, loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Okay, cool. Let's go. Oh, we got another Gundogan. We got another Gundogan. I can't complain. I can't complain. We did get
Not
a
at
couple
all.
of doubles, but you know, I can't complain too much. I've had a good pull on those packs for sure. I will just quickly come out of here for you guys and show you then my collection quickly because I want to show you the silver pack that I pulled earlier, and which is why I wasn't massively excited about getting Rafinha again, because I did pull out of my UC tier pack 1 an epic Rafinha and an epic Kunde. So I was extremely happy with that, and annoyingly, it was the one pack I decided not to open on the stream. It's always the way.
Yeah, those were two massive cards. Koende, obviously brilliant, plays regularly. Rafinha hasn't played every single game, but there is chat potentially with Gavi's injury that he may play a lot more than he has been playing. So 2 epic cards in a silver, you can never be unhappy with that. So that's fantastic pulls them.
Let me just pull this over for everyone to see a second. Sorry guys, do a bit of window arranging so you get a bit more of a look at my screen. Cool. Yeah. So my rewards this week, if anyone was wondering, I didn't get a whole lot because I didn't have many in the midweeks. I got Jorginho and Cisse, which I was, very happy to get Cisse. As I said, the silver packs I opened today brought Rafinha, Kunde, Bartos, and Arujo. I think I'm saying that correct. And then so my kickoff pack was Yamal, Rafinha, Gundogan, Terstegen, Christensen, and then my booster packs were Bold, Christensen, De Jong, and Gundogan. So some double ups there, but as we say, it's not a terrible thing. It definitely helps with entering other tournaments for sure. And with that, we'll just pop over to my UC tier 1 because we're going all in, aren't we? Oh no, we were going to fill out the BARCA tournament first, weren't we? Let's do that.
Right.
What are we thinking? Do we have an epic now, don't we? So we probably could go for an elite.
Yes, we've just got to see what those specific requirements are for the actual BARCA tournament. So obviously we have 2 divisions for Gameweek 129, and what we need we have the kickoff 5-a-side, and then we have the elite 5-a-side. So for the elite 5-a-side, you need at least 1 epic card and minimum of 4 common cards. You can use 2 epics and you can use a mythic card as well. So with you if you have an extra epic, because remember we did use 2 of those epics in the UC International Tier 1 Pro division, then potentially you could try and fill out a team there and see if we can put that in. We might not be able to put any substitutes in because of the maximum of 4 commons allowed.
Okay. Yeah, we have a Ruju, which we're not using.
Hmm?
Yeah, that's it. So we do have the 1 epic. So would you suggest sticking with the elite, or should we just go full on?
What I would potentially do is potentially just play in the kickoff, which is the starter one,
Yeah.
and just put your commons in there, and we could then potentially look at that epic and introducing him into one of our other teams that we've already set up, maybe the one that we will show our viewers after we're done with the setup.
Cool. Although I'm not sure if we'd probably want to play Arujo in this 5-a-side because otherwise we have Christensen or Bold. Well, Bold is obviously, according to his stats, he should be due a green this week. Red, green, red, green. But yeah, he's not massively consistent. But we could go for it. I mean, he is against, as you say, he is against a lower team this week, so we could stick him in and see how he does.
I would do that. I would do it. Your Terstegen obviously in goals, your Bolder in as your defender, and then potentially play 2 midfielders and a striker. In the kickoff, obviously you don't need subs. You just set up your five starting players and hope they all play.
So we have De Jong and Gundogan for the midfield. De Jong has an injury on him. Is he good?
He is. Look, as I mentioned earlier, he hasn't played in 2 months, but he is apparently fit. It just dependent on, will he start on the weekend, or will they phase him in to the team with a couple of minutes here and a couple of minutes there, and then obviously taking into consideration they do have a very important Champions League tie coming up early next week as well.
So with that, might we be better playing two up front with Rafinha and Yamal and leave De Jong this week, or do you think it's worth the risk?
With us not knowing about Rapinha as well, and whether he will get more minutes because of Gavi's injury and things like that, I would potentially stick with Frankie. We only in this specific tournament, you are only playing for basically MGC rewards. So I wouldn't worry if Frankie doesn't start. He will potentially get some minutes in that game, because I'm sure they won't just throw him into the Champions League tie without having any competitive football over 2 months. So I would leave Frankie and leave Gundogan, and then set a striker in up front as well.
Yeah. So we have Rafinha or we have Yamal.
I would go for Lamal. Let's go for the youngster.
Cool. I think I'll captain Gundogan out of those guys just for safety reasons, really. But I might decide to be a bit fruity later on with those picks. Right, just before we wanted to leave, we wanted to show you my entry for the UC Tier 1. We've gone with Pro. This is the first time I've entered the Pro. As you guys know on this stream, I've been saving up my MGC most weeks, and then as soon as I hit the threshold, I buy a UC Tier 1 Silver Pack. So that is what I've been doing. So most of these epics have come from those packs, to be honest. I have bought a couple as well on the marketplace, but yeah, the majority have been me pulling from packs. So right, well, we could change one of the defenders, I guess, to put a Ruju in. But we do already have Kunde in and Rafinha in.
Correct. I think we've actually put in the past, since we've doing these live podcasts, I think this is one of the strongest teams that you personally have been able to put together as a 11 aside. And I think it is a really, really strong team. There are some concerns, obviously, about Odegaard. Will he be fit for the Brentford game on the weekend? Will he start? But we have put in some cover just in case there are any issues there. And yes, we potentially could go and look at adding that other Barca defender in. But I think the team that you've set up, captaining Palacios, etc., looks really, really strong. And if Rapinha does start and play this weekend, then I think it could be a really, really good scoring lineup.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Really, really happy. I didn't get my beloved Lewandowski, my lemon chopsticks, but otherwise, I really can't complain with that. I'm so happy. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. And thank you guys so much for sticking with me there on that. And I hope you enjoyed watching me be very nervous as I open those packs. And yeah, I mean, do make sure that you go check out the Discord page, because any help usually comes in the best form through the Discord page. And yes, Machinator said, who scores predicted lineup for anyone here? Says Pena, Cancelo, Martinez, Aruju, Kunde, Gundogan, Pedri, De Jong, Yamal, Lewandowski, and Felix. So that's who scored predictions. So they think that De Jong's going to start, but they do not think that Rafinha is going to start. Worrying. So
No, it is a potential with Rapinha. Also, remember he's been on international duty as well. So depending on when he's going to get back, he hasn't seen a lot of minutes. You do have cover in. I think we put Akor Adams in as cover for him if he does not start. But like I say, that's always a predicted lineup. You never know what's in the actual coach's mind. And if we listen to if we get to hear any other information today, potentially tomorrow before the deadline closes for Gameweek 129, then we can potentially jostle some things and maybe go 5-3-2, add the Barcelona defender in and leave Rapinha out. So there's many ways we can do it once we hopefully get some more confirmed information.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, it's been a brilliant one. It's been jam-packed full today. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please do go check out Ultimate Champions. The link is in the description below. Remember to only invest what you can afford to. You can play for free and you can get a lot of these packs for free and enter quite a lot of competitions as well for the chances to win silver packs and things like that. So, you know, it's very much worth it and it's a lot of fun. So do make sure you go check that out. Thank you so much, Speedy, for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the stream.
I've enjoyed it. Thank you very much to everyone that listens every week. It's really appreciated. I'll also send an announcement out in Discord just before I will do the random draw for our 2 lucky Barcelona silver pack winners. So thank you once again and have a great day and good luck for Gameweek 129.
Lots and lots of luck, guys. Until next time, Nympria and Speedy out.
Feels like I'm caught up in a trance. Can't come down all night. The city never stood a chance. With you by my side, it's all ours. So don't second guess. Let down your guard. Just take a chance. I feel the hours ticking down. Wish I could turn it all around, but in my mind we're frozen perfectly in time. Can we turn back the night and stay in this street for Can we turn back the night and stay in this street Can we turn back the night? Same old places come alive. Wherever we are, feels like